Hey, how's it going, guys? Ancient Rune here, back with another Borderlands 3 build video, and today I'll be going over my replay Zane build called Rerunner Zane. This build is all about using the replay. This gun gains an insane amount of fire rate based on how many enemies are hit by your tracker darts. The darts will even go through obstacles, making it even easier to hit enemies. This makes it a great gun to mob with, but it can choose through ammo, so we have a few ways of getting around that with no problem. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. The save file will be found in my Discord, which is linked down below, and I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, and for the build here, of course, we have the replay. I have two of them here, one with Digiclone Amber Regen and one with Terra Cryo, as we are using Terra here. Either one will do good. This one is more consistent with pulling out bullets. Well, this is a bit more damage. We have the Hanging Chad here. The Hanging Chad works as an infinity and its mag size is full ammo. Now it can't roll anointments, so we can't have any like Digiclone, Ammo Regen, or Terror. So this is one of the reasons we go Terror. One for the Ammo Regen, so we can just keep firing with super fast speed. And also, so we have Ammo Regen to go to the Hanging Chad, and so you'll swap to this whenever you need to gain back ammo. And then we just have a free radical. This is just for fight for your life damage if you go down. Sometimes you can use the replay, sometimes not. You also are able to blow up clone, so that's another way to get out. Just whatever you need to use. Also have a crit here for fight for your life, and then an EMP5 for move speed, and then these two you can just ignore. And then we go to Revolter. This is for the fire rate and the bonus element. Fire rate is just going to be even more insane with the replay. It just shoots so fast. It's so dumb how fast it shoots. But this will also be good for when we're going single target. We'll have this fast fire rate, which will be consistent. And then we go to Terror Ammo Regen, so we can have regenning ammo while shooting super fast, so we're reloading less. And then also for the Hanging Chad, as I just said, I go Fleet Parts since we're using the Infiltrator. We use the Infiltrator so we can have a different enchant than Action Skill Start, Overcharge, the Break-In, Shield enchant. So Fleet is here for consistency, having that shield low. Absorb Parts could also do good, but since we don't have any shield, it's not going to help much. And then we have an It's Piss. This is just good for debuffing, and then you want the ASC Applied Terror. We don't have the damage fire rate. Technically, you could throw on a Face Puncher with melee damage, Apply Terror, and then have the V1 damage here, but that's just a lot of swapping that I don't feel like doing. But if you wanted the extra damage, it would definitely be worth it. So we have the Infiltrator, as I just said, used to break the Revolter, and also has Violent Mental Points. Since the replay can auto target enemies, we can just run around and shoot like crazy and not have to worry anything and just do a bunch of damage. Now we're not really critting as much. While you still can crit, it just can be harder to crit since it's auto targeting and you're just running around. So Executor wouldn't be as good for this. Same reason for Spy. They still can be used, but I definitely go Infiltrator just because we really want this ammo regen here. And then you want to look for pistol damage, slash radius. The replay is splash damage, so getting that is really good. Same with the pistol damage for V2. We're using a company man, so we are doing less V2 damage because we can't get weapon type on here. So getting that pistol damage is really important. You could also get mag size or fire rate or Atlas crit damage or Atlas fire rate, but I don't go the crit damage just because Zane can get a good amount, and also, as I said, we're not critting much or not trying to crit as much, so it's less helpful than these passives we have here. And then we go the company man. We get mag size, AoE, and then active skill cooldown rate. You could also go shock damage for the Revolter or cryo damage for the Terra Cryo. You could get movement speed as well. Movement speed would be really good, but since we're using the Infiltrator to break our shield, we won't have topped off for that high cooldown, so the cooldown rate is good here. That would also mean that cooldown rate would be good on the Infiltrator, more of just if you find it, but not something to really search for. We go fire rate, damage, and crit damage. You'll notice we don't go mag size. That is because if we have too much magazine size, then the secondary mode, the tracker darts, will have 2 shots, which it can be nice, but it also becomes harder to have a smooth gameplay. So if you're fine with having that extra shot, go ahead and get more mag size, because that will also mean that you can just shoot more, but it is why we don't go mag size there. The Atlas damage is additive with Violent Momentum, but it also is good consistent damage, and if you go and fight for your life and you're still using the replay, then it'll be good there. Another way to regain ammo is to cut first launch pad, but swapping to that can be annoying, and depending on how fast you're burning through ammo, it may not be worth it, so that's why I don't really use it much there, but it can be done. And then we have an Icebreaker Victory Rush. Can get pistol damage, but definitely not as good as using a Company Man. It's just a lot better to use here with the fire rate and the crit damage. And then for the skill tree, pretty basic blue tree. We have the Violent Momentum points with the Violent Speed. We got Max Cool Hand, since we'll still be reloading a lot even with the fire rate increase. That's fine that we're reloading. It's not an infinite ammo, no reloading build. It's just so we're reloading less. Only 1 point in Salvation, because that's all you need with how much damage we're dealing. Seeing Red to activate kill skills. Violent Violence for increased fire rate. Only need 1 point in Good Misfortune with Clone, and then going Death Falls Close. We don't go playing dirty because we're shooting so fast that playing dirty won't be active much, and so we put 2 points in Cold Board just for the swap speed. And also 2 points in here would not be consistent enough to even be worth it, and I wouldn't want to give up any reload speed or fire rate to put into playing dirty. And then here we use Clone for utility and for ammo regen and for being able to throw grenades. And then we also get Supersonic Man for more movement speed, for more Violent Momentum. So we go 4 points in Borrowed Time, and then 3 in Prey Mutinous. If you have too much mag size elsewhere, you don't want to go Prey Mutinous, put up 5 in Borrowed Time, and then probably 2 more points in Duct Tape Mod, just so have a higher chance to throw your It's a Piss. So yeah, if you don't want to have that 2 mag on the tracker darts and you have too much mag size, don't go Prey Mutinous. It's not worth it. You can probably mix around with points, like 1 or 2 points if that works. Just pay attention to that. And then we go Donnybrook. I go 5 Donnybrook instead of 5 Borrowed Time, just because I want Clone to have more health regen, because more survivability is more important for it. Then we got Fractal Frags. This is so Clone will throw grenades when it's out in combat. Clone is used for ammo regen, but we also still do want it for debuffing and drawing aggro. And then we have Duct Tape Mod. The replay is Splash, so having that is nice. We still do have the bonus element of the Revolter that can kill us. I have noticed sometimes when being shot, I shoot myself like in the foot. Having Revolter active, it won't always do it. Probably something with dot chance, but you still want to be careful with it, even though not every hit could kill you. And then we go Quick Breather. This is very important to swap and pay attention to Clone, since we are using it for aggro. This will recharge your shield as well, so keep that in mind when you're swapping here, but it also will recharge Clone shield, which is really important too. And then we have Old You. This is so if we go down, we can get right back up. Very good survivability skill, and one of the reasons Clone is so good. And then we go 2 points in Supersonic Man for the move speed to help have more Violent Momentum damage. And then we go Which One's Real for enemy aggro. We don't want to go Shard and Feud because that'll restore our shields, and so we would have less uptime on Fleet, and that's not what we want. Then we have Doppelbanger. This is for blowing up Clone, mainly when you need to reposition him and swapping isn't worth it, like he's super far away. Just blow him up, let the cooldown run, and then he will be back ready for you to use. We don't go any Green Tree because we don't really need anything here. Brain Freeze could be nice, but it's not worth it. And then we go all the way down to Capstone. We go Mana Focus for the accuracy and handling. Deja Vu isn't really worth it because it does take from the reserves. We are still using Hang and Chad, which means it could be good, but honestly I'd rather just have Mana Focus for the accuracy and handling. Since we're shooting so fast, the handling will be nice. Then we go Commitment for the cooldown rate and the consistent gun damage. Mainly the cooldown rate because we are not having topped off active, so Commitment is even more important. Then we have Headstone's Hands. We're not critting as much, but critting is still super good and important, so having that crit damage is really good. And we go Fugitive so we can shoot and sprint. This will be very important for running around and just shooting enemies while going super fast. Then we have Domino Effect. This is for the fire rate and reload speed. Then we have Eraser. When we are critting, those bullets will go through the enemies. I don't know if they will go and target another enemy. They might. I can't remember if I tested that or not. So if someone does test that and figures that out, let me know in the comments. And then 1 point Sheer Will, mainly as a duck point, but the cooldown is nice. Mainly for Clone, as the stacking cooldown does not apply to Mantis, while the base 5% per point does apply to Mantis. And then we go to our Min Flint. This is just for extra V2 damage. We're missing out on V2 damage from our Company Man, so getting it here is really nice. And you can still like jump around in ADS and stuff and still go super fast, so our Min Flint is still worth it. And then I go No Way Out for the debuff. We do lose more cooldown, which is unfortunate. And if you don't want to lose cooldown and also pull enemies in and hit you in the face, then you want to go Cold or Shoulder, or just nothing. But Cold or Shoulder, you can ADS and then hit an enemy and it'll freeze them, which means if you're using Icebreaker, you can gain that bonus. And then we go Proliferation just for the extra charges, just so we can activate it more and also get more points out of Borrowed Time and Supersonic Man, as those will stack up with when you activate your Mantis Cannon. And then with most Infiltrator builds I do, I turn off Shield Reboot and Emergency Response, just so it isn't recharging our shields as much, so we have more uptime on Fleet. I hope you guys enjoyed the build video. The replay is super fun and satisfying, but it can lack in bossing if not played right. I'll usually try and make sure there are some enemies around before I start going at it, just so the build is smoother. I really enjoy using the Hang and Chat as a utility gun, as it's not really seen anywhere. I do wish it could roll Anointment, so this build could be even stronger, but honestly, it's strong enough. Again, you can find the save file in my Discord, which is linked down below, as well as my other socials. If you haven't, I would really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.